I record this podcast on Gadigal country. I'd like to pay my respect to the traditional custodians.
And I'm recording on Wurundjeri country, part of the Kulin Nation. Let's go.
I know you're gonna dig this.
It's like I've been given like an extra sprinkle of something.
You got layers.
Yeah, I got layers.
I was just thinking, I'm like, we're just such beautiful storytellers.
You're making a lot of sense today, girl. No, I'm done.
Let's jump into it, honest to God. So today we're joined by Zipporah Corser-Anu. She's a singer, songwriter, dancer and daughter of Roger Corser and Christine Anu. Not going to lie, that's big royalty there. Christine Anu. First things first, who's your mob and where are you from?
My mob are from Saibai Island, which is the top western region of the Torres Strait, Gadigal People, and my clans are Samu and Soi. But I grew up and was born in Sydney.
That's like big, like I feel like being the daughter of Christine Anu, I feel like that is a big pressure to fathom, but I'm sure you've had your own journey and your own story, and I met you through Maddie, and Maddie's not here today, guys, but you know what, maybe this is a good sign to just girl chat and have a yarn, and I feel like I want to know more about you. I want to know about your story. So you grew up in Sydney, and
I kind of.
I mean, between the both?
Sydney, Melbourne and Wollongong.
Yeah, wow. So you moved around a lot.
I moved schools 7 different times.
Oh my God, feels. Yeah. How was that? Like,
you learn a lot of skills.
Yeah.
At a very, very young age. Whether or not it's like people skills or self-soothing or adjusting, like moving a child that many times, you have to equip yourself with a lot of, self skills, being, okay, I'm okay, even though I'm moving schools a million different times, I'm okay. You just have to keep telling yourself that. Making new friends, like, it's hard, but, I did it.
I know. I'm looking at you now. I mean, your mum's a performer, so I can imagine she'd moved around like a lot, and your dad, Roger, is actor, performer as well, entertainer, like does all the same similar things. I can imagine you just kind of having to like just roll with it all the time. Yeah. And did you feel like you had a childhood? Like, did you feel like you could still be a kid in those processes, or were you kind of like having to parent yourself?
Is it a trauma response?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe we're trauma bonding right now.
100%.
Literally.
I mean, like having to move schools. A kid can barely even go to school every single day at the same school. Yeah. But like having to then wake up and redo it all again. A lot of the time was because Mum was either on tour, so I went and lived with Dad in Melbourne. I did kindergarten and year 2 in Melbourne, 2 schools in Sydney, and then 2 in Wollongong.
Why Wollongong? Just because
Mum moved from up here down to Wollongong 2007. Yeah. She said it reminded her of Cairns. Oh, yeah. Or reminded her of the scenery of where she grew up. Yeah. Because Cairns is very much escarpment than ocean. Wollongong is exactly the same. Escarpment ocean. And she just goes, I just couldn't stand the hustle and bustle anymore. Yeah, and she wanted an environment where her kids could grow up and not be so, boxed in and closed-minded, because the city can do that to you. And so growing up down there was probably the best thing ever. I loved growing up down there. It's such a really beautiful community, but also a really beautiful community of blackfellas down there as well.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard it's like really quite...
South Coast mob, real different kind of community. Whereas up here, you've got everybody. It's more of a political playground. Down in Wollongong, most of the time, no one knew where the Torres Strait is. I grew up having to explain myself 10 times over to even adults. Yeah. It's a real, it's a regional town, and they are quite ostracised because they're like, where? Wollongong. And no one really knows, black or white. But, such an amazing community down there that really shaped who I am as a young black woman. Yeah. Like, Wollongong was Melbourne, couldn't stand. Good ways, sorry. love Melbourne.
Actual, but I live here and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah. But I loved Wollongong. I was there until I was about 18, then I moved up here just because, like, I couldn't even get a job down there. I went out into the mall and gave my resume to everyone while Mum was walking like 20 metres behind me, and I was doing every single shop and store, handing out my resume. And then Mum goes, you don't want to do this, do you? I went, no. And so she went, all right, let's move you to Sydney. So moved to Sydney, and then I got a job at a bar, and that was hated that. Hospitality is not for the weak.
Oh, hey, actual.
So not. And then I got a job at Bangarra.
Yeah.
Working in marketing and youth programs. And that kind of went back to what I used to do at school, which was programs for primary school. So we'd go in and teach dance and music and do little workshops. And I realised I love doing that. Other than, singing and performing, I love educating. It's my favourite thing. I love kids. I love educating kids and empowering and informing kids and realising that, there's a lot more to this world than just, oh no, it's school and we're going to all die. Like, giving them that inspiration is, in year 11, year 10, I realised I have a lot of, privilege when it comes to culture. Like, I grew up with all of it right here. Like, everything that I should know about my culture and who I am, I have that information. And so I was like, I'm in a very privileged position and I want to empower kids that, don't have as much information as I do for them to go and find it themselves. Then I went Bangarra, and then after Bangarra, had a little break, kind of going, what am I doing with myself? And then I worked at South Cares, South Sydney Rabbitohs, doing their cultural workshops, educating. And now I'm at another educational job. So, other than my other jobs, like my music, and I work at Triple J, I love educating. I would never not do it.
Absolutely. I feel like that is, I'm just shell shocked. I think, like, when I think about how you show up for yourself, it's just so beautiful to hear that there's so much more to you than just the music part. And I know that can probably, that's what people see on the outside, but your passion and I guess what your motivations are, which are for young people and to show and educate young people and to inspire them. And how old are you now, Zip? Like,
I turned 23 yesterday.
Exactly. And like, oh God, I don't know if I would have been as mature as you at 23, if I'm being honest. Like, it's an inspiration. Thank you for sharing that, because I think that in itself, like, if I were you, I'd be very, very proud of that, what you're achieving and what you're doing right now. And it's a blessing. And I think a lot of young people who don't have that connection to culture, like I guess myself, I was very disconnected from it because of my experience, I guess my environment. I really love that you are connected, that you can show us how, like, what that can look like. So thank you for sharing that, because I think it's really beautiful. I do want to touch on, like, I guess, your culture and that connection, because do you feel like when we talk about First Nations culture or when we talk about Aboriginal culture, do you feel like the Torres Strait kind of get sort of shifted to the side sometimes? Like, do you feel like we sometimes don't often, like, I think a lot of people know what the Aboriginal flag looks like, but then sometimes people don't, like, I guess I'm talking about general Australia, really, not First Nations culture, but within mob. Like, do you feel like Torres Strait don't get acknowledged as much?
I say that we're a minority within a minority.
Yeah.
We're about 83,000.
Wow.
In the whole of Australia.
Comparative to, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's
crazy.
Only 83,000 people.
And do most Torres Strait people live in the Torres Strait, or are they so spread out now? They're like, yeah, it's crazy.
If people don't really understand the concept or what the Torres Strait kind of looks like, is that we are 17 inhabited islands.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And also there's 200 other islands that aren't inhabited. It's very regional, remote. That is a remote community in the utmost remoteness.
Yeah.
You are in the ocean. And there's only one town that has a post office and hospital and all those big shops.
Yeah.
So, no, not everyone can live in the Torres Strait because it's just not a very livable place for today's environment.
Yeah.
Like, you can't... Everyone's already got a job up there, so there's not as many jobs that need to be filled. So they come down to either Cairns, Townsville, Brisbane... there's a lot of mob over in WA.
Yeah.
Families who are out there because of the railroad. My grandfather, he built the railroad, and they have the world record for the fastest
What was your grandfather's name?
His name was Misron.
Oh, wow.
And he's from Mabiog Island, which is the western region, and they speak Kalaalagaoya. And Mum grew up on Mabiog when she was a kid. So she got to learn her mother's language, Kalaalagaoya, which is top western, and then she learnt Kalaalagaoya, living there, and her stepfather being from Mabiog. So Mum grew up speaking a lot of different dialects. It's not just English and her mum's language. It was mother's, father's, English, and then Yumblotok, which is like a culmination of all these different languages that was kind of created in World War II so that everybody that was stationed or had to go through the Torres Strait could communicate with each other.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so growing up, did your mum just teach you this in every aspect? You know, like did she like tell you stories and yarns, or did you learn in the schools that you went to? Like what was that experience
Did
like?
I learn anything at the school?
I know.
Hell no.
I know.
There was nothing that school was teaching me that I didn't already know.
Yeah,
and again,
you should
Mum
have been
didn't
up there.
teach me. We just live and breathe it.
Yeah.
Like, it is just as vital and is just as implemented in your daily routine as brushing your teeth and wiping your ass.
I love
it's
that.
The same. It's drummed in you. It's habitual.
Yeah.
It's, you live and breathe that, and you wake up with it. So, I don't actually see it as Mum teaching me. She's instilled it in me.
Yeah.
And I have that, rather than her going, all right, sit down, I'm going to teach you a lesson. It's those little things. You wake up, like I watch my brother do it to his son, is that little boy who, he's got blonde hair, curly blonde hair, and he got my colour skin, but that little boy is the blackest kid I've ever met in my life. Oh my gosh.
Because of, him instilling all that culture and...
Yeah, that is a one black little
him.
baby.
Oh,
and he's going to grow up knowing that, but then he's going to have that complex like I had. I hope not.
The walking in two worlds kind of thing.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Do you
but
often...
his mum is so good at, also teaching him and really making it essential in his life and his daily routine as knowing who he is and where he comes from.
Yeah. Let's talk about music. So you said you love dancing and you love educating, and you started, you worked working with young people. Was this always a thing for you in terms, did you just love performing because maybe of your parents, or was it just something that you thought that you would do? Like where did it come from in the first place?
I wish I was good at something else.
Yeah, really?
I knew.
Tell me, what would you do?
I could show you videos of me at 3 years old,
showing
you who I am. I'm like, I always wanted to sing and I always wanted to dance.
Oh.
But I wish I was good at something else. I wish I had interest or capability at doing STEM, but I just can't. Science, technology, engineering and mathematics. I wish I just was good at something other than the arts, because there's no money in it. There's no like proper, career path. It's all very self-forged. There's nobody there to help you. There's no institutions that give you jobs at the drop of a hat. It's hard, but I knew this is what I wanted to do forever. And there was not really like a other, thing to do. My brother's really, really amazing at AFL. He's very athletic. So he got that, but he can also sing. But Yeah, no, I love educating. I'm just not good at the stuff behind it. Like, I teach in my culture and that's it.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so then when was the first time you, I guess, when was the moment you were like, I'm going to make this a career? Was it always?
When I had my hip reconstruction.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I was 16 and I had a hip reconstruction.
Oh, my God, girl.
Yeah.
Why? What happened?
I was dancing 36 hours a week at some point for about 3 years. I would go do morning classes, dance at school, and then do my dance school classes. So we were dancing quite a lot. And then when I wasn't doing that, I was doing these like long stints of like 9 to 3 p.m. So I was dancing quite a lot. And then I was mucking around with my brother and he chucked me up in the air and I landed on my back. And it didn't break anything. It just kind of moved my joints and we just never could fully find out what had happened. But then I started to get this really dull, weird pain, numbness in my back, the bottom like of my lower back. And then my hip was being really weird. And I went, you know what? Doesn't matter. And then I was like, no, actually this is not going away. Then after many, many different kinds of appointments, we realised that I had undiagnosed hip dysplasia. So when babies are born, you check their hips to see if they're clicking. But the nurse said to my mum, oh, she'll be fine. Just, maybe just keep an eye on it. Whereas I should have been double nappied. I should have had a cast because my hip joint was 18 degrees outside of my hip socket.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
and they just didn't pick it up. Like they picked it up,
half.
but they were like, she'll grow out of this. She'll be fine. Like,
yeah. They said, thank God they caught it when I was 16 because if they hadn't, I'd have to get a whole replacement close to 30.
Oh my God, girl.
Yeah. So I quickly had to make that decision. I did my last dance performance and then I had the operation on the 20th of December and then got out Christmas Day. Yeah. I was in the orthopedic ward. And if you know anything about hospitals, that's where all the oldies are. I was the youngest, they reckon, by 60 years.
Oh, my Lord.
The youngest person by 60 years.
But you know what? You're an old soul. That's why. You were sitting there yarning with them, weren't you?
So fine. So, yeah, then I had to go, you know what? I have to sing now. There's no other thing to do.
So you made a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. And I guess being in the industry, like how long have you been in the industry now since that moment? So you're 23, so 7 years? Yeah? Or like a bit less? Like how much like have you been immersed into it and like collaborating and like creating music?
I would say that I myself singularly have been in the industry.
Yeah. As Zipporah, like 19. As you since 19. So
I think my first like solo proper gig was like 19. Yeah. But oh my God, I'd shit a brick every time I'd have to do it.
I don't know how. I'm honestly not gonna lie. Like I don't know how you do it because I've done karaoke and in front of people.
Exactly the same, obviously.
Wait, no, not the same. But just standing up and just like singing to a mic to someone, absolutely not. Like
it's natural, but like having to do that away from mum for the first year was quite daunting because people actually have to stare at you and you can't hide behind anything. And I'm like, I don't really have any of my own songs that I'm willing to share or prepare. I'm like so used to singing mum's songs. But I think my first proper gig, I was 19.
Yeah, wow.
It was like when COVID was still very much had restrictions and everything. Yeah. So I was okay to kind of do the smaller ones and then things had to get bigger. But when I left school, mum had offered, she goes, do you want to be my backing singer? And I went, She goes, cool, all right, so you're coming to this rehearsal. I had no choice.
Yeah.
She knew that I had the potential. She put me in that position so that I would rise to the occasion. Because let's get this straight. If I was shit, she wouldn't have brought me on as her backing singer. That woman has worked way too hard to have a shit backing singer. And it's also like, I'm learning on the job. Like I'm doing the big gigs. I don't have the time to muck around in an RSL. Like I'm getting put on the big ones straight away. So I learn at 10 times the pace as an average person like starting out in the music industry. But mum had that as well. She was opening, she was singing with Yotti Yindi and Paul Kelly and the Rainmakers, Neil Murray. Like, she was doing the pub gigs for already quite infamous people. So she kind of went, you know what, I'm going to do the same to her because I know that she's capable of doing it.
Yeah, wow. That's powerful because she's done it. So she's like, you know what, I know I'm going to chuck you in.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, I'll tell you that.
No, and I can't imagine, and especially being that age, like, you know, how do you sort of like find yourself and find your feet in that when you're getting pulled this way, pulled that way? Like, how did you deal with the pressure of that?
A lot of pretending.
Yeah, fake it till you are it.
Well, the thing is, your brain doesn't know any different.
Yeah.
If you are doing or you're not doing it. If you fake it, your brain knows that you're doing it.
Yeah,
like,
truly.
It's so... The thing that I read was that if you make up a scenario in your brain and you visualize it, your brain cannot tell whether that's real or fake.
Truly. What is it? Visualization equals actualization. So
exactly.
Like, you visually.
So if you're faking it, your nervous system is going, okay, we're doing it anyway. So you just have to coach yourself through that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, just hold your breath. That's it.
What was the first performance that you did with your mum that was like, holy shit, this is crazy? Like,
well, I'd had that hip operation in December, and then Survival Day, she'd had a gig and gone, do you want to do it with me? And I went, do I have a choice?
Post-surgery?
Yeah. So I had to wheel to the sand circle in my wheelchair, and then they'd help me out the wheelchair, and I'd walk onto the sand circle. And that was the first.
Did you have to stand the whole time?
Yeah. I could stand. I just couldn't really walk. And also, the sand was wet and so unstable. So I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, that was on TV. That was
televised.
Was televised.
Did they get you on the wheel? Did they get your wheelchair?
No, thank God. But they're just photos of me going, hee hee, I'm in the wheelchair. I had to learn how to walk again.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've seen like my dad's friends recover from hip replacements, and I'm like, holy moly, like it's like fully learning how to walk and like do normal things again. Like I can't imagine having to do that at like 16.
But we're way more adjusted. I mean, we can.
Your bones are still
heal.
like, yeah, I think at that when you're young, like your bones are still nimble and like still can grow, etc. But like still, you're still going through it. It's still traumatic. Like going under and that experience.
It was so fun.
Just, the biggest sleep. Hey, I've gone like under 5 times. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have the best sleep of my life. It's fine.
Indeed.
I remember watching your performance at the Grand Final. And I want to know what that experience was like. Was that terrifying for you, or was it like, this is...
I had laryngitis.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Girl, you've been through the works.
Oh, my God. When I tell you, that was the most stressful... Mum and I had come from a songwriting camp that week. And then I can remember being in the studio going, something's not right. It feels really weird. Then I said to the organiser, I was like, hey, I'm going to have to go to the doctor. We've got AFL in like 2 days. I'm going to have to go and figure something out. Get there. Doctor goes, yep, you've got laryngitis. And I went,
how did you sing through that?
I pumped steroids.
Okay, so they gave you drugs and you could... Is there a fear going in your brain, like thinking, holy shit, like am I going to be able to like actually sing? Like,
yeah, no, I was so scared.
Wow.
I was terrified.
You would not
this is
picture
the AFL.
It. Yeah, 100%. And you're singing to what's the stadium? Like
102,000?
100,000 people. Terrifying.
And then television.
Yeah.
But I was
looking
just, like,
good doing it. Like,
I was hoping and praying and hoping.
Girl, you're a born pop star, because I could never 100%
I was just like,
do that.
You have to. It's all the adrenaline.
Yeah.
But also, mind you, it was the most kind of, I don't want to say underwhelming, but it's all done in 2 minutes. You go on there, sing, and then you blink, and then gone, and it's out. It just happened so fast. Yeah. Can barely remember it.
Yeah, how many songs did you, like?
1.
Yeah, so then 5 minutes.
Song.
Boom, done. I
song.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's out of it, and you just go, oh, is that it? Oh, it's done. Oh, we go home now?
No, but in that moment, there is, I don't think you realize, like, there is so much gravity and weight in that performance, and I can't even imagine like being the people that actually have to do that, because that song like sends a lot of people, like it makes a lot of people emotional, like even if they're not from the island, like it just is, that song just makes people feel like at home and at peace, and you're singing it, and I can't imagine the pressure and the weight of you having to do that performance, but let alone then the weight of like what it means for other people. And I know you probably don't think about that, but just to give you fucking some grace and some like, you know, hype up, like it's you guys did an amazing fucking job on that, and I think it will go down in history. It was one of the best moments, especially for that industry, like the AFL. Like, you know, 2 women.
They're not there to watch us, mind you.
No,
they're there to watch the game.
You know what? It's always those performances that mean something for black fellas, honestly. Like we see that stuff. We notice that stuff, and it means a lot to us. So, okay, so tell us about generations and dynasties, which is
tomato.
A tomato. This is a performance that you and your mum are doing on the 7th of August. So literally this week. So what, she gets back from Cairns, you guys do some rehearsal, and then you pretty much go again in Sydney.
Yeah, I mean, our first gig together was last weekend. Our last gig was in December before that, because Mum's been doing Hadestown, that musical.
Yeah, I know. I went and watched it, and it was fucking epic. So she was so good.
No, she was incredible. She killed that. Like, she's such a musical theatre queen, but she hadn't done musical theatre in a really long time. So that was a break for, her Corser-Anu band. Yeah. But also a break to kind of reconnect with
her roots,
her craft.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say her roots, but, theatre is her roots. She, went to NASDA.
Yeah.
And I think it really reset her brain in terms of, you working on your craft in different avenues. And, when you go and do something else and then you come back to the thing that you do all the time, it gives you that new perspective. And so she absolutely, can I just say, she's just a beast. Like,
I was going to say the exact same thing, honestly.
I will never get over watching her. I was in the audition room with her because I initially went for Eurydice, who's the main character.
Did you?
That
would have been amazing.
I don't think it'd be remiss of me to then divert my focus away from my music when that's what I've been doing for the past 4 years, working on my solo stuff. So I'm kind of like, you know what?
It was
this was an amazing opportunity to audition, because it, teaches you things time and time again. But I just was in there watching Mum, and I just went, what the heck? This woman's insane. Like, and I'm watching the panel watch her, and I just go, they're feeling exactly what I'm feeling, and that's my mum. Like, I couldn't even imagine what they're thinking in their brains. But, yeah, that Black Day Out gig that we did last weekend, incredible. That woman, that's a grandmother. Well, who else, other grandmas can sing like that? That woman, can sing. Like, I personally think, not biased, maybe.
You can be
She's
biased.
definitely one of the best vocalists of all time out of this country.
I know. I agree.
Of all time.
I agree.
You cannot tell me otherwise. That who can sing like that?
It's just so beautiful to see you so proud of your mum.
That's an icon. Like, that is.
She is.
She needs to be getting given her flowers immediately. Like, 30 years since Styling Up this year.
30 years.
Her debut album. She is a trailblazer, to say the least. She is just. She's incredible. Like, what she has done, not only for the Australian entertainment industry, but for her people, not just Torres Strait Islander people, both Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander. She's never just taken one flag. Like, she's never just repped Torres Strait. She's always brought Aboriginal community in the same sentence, in the same group. Yeah. It's always both. Absolutely. But she's always done, she was the first of many's, not just for Aboriginal people or Torres Strait. Like, she's the first of many, many, many. So my goal is that I want to get her an Order of Australia medal. She has to get one.
She has to.
Her service to the arts in Australia.
Well, that's our protest now, is to get her that.
100%.
Well, yeah. I don't know anyone in that industry, but I'll find them. I'll track them down and knock on their door, banging on the door.
I'm going up there now.
Yeah, literally. Okay, so this performance that you haven't performed and been on stage with your mum since December, did you say?
Yeah, so we did a gig last weekend, but I've never performed at the Opera House before.
So, yeah,
I've danced in the concert hall before, but I've never, this is
how
crazy.
Do you feel?
It's quite wild to say that you are singing at the Opera House, first of all. Like the most famous theatre or concert hall or just building ever, dare I say. Like that, not only just for us, it's so iconic. And I went and saw Uncle Troy and Jem last year. I watched their Generations and Dynasties performance, and they are so... they are true, proper storytellers, them two. Like, watching them perform together, which I haven't really seen much of, they are just the pinnacle of generational
love,
talent, and that is what you want to see a parent and a child's relationship look like. It is just the most heartwarming and inspiring thing to see one father passing down his talents to his daughter, and just seeing Jem's flourishing. Like, it was just incredible.
Do you not feel like that's what we see in you and Christine?
It's different though. They're a different blend. Like, they are true storytellers and writers and poets of music. Mum and I come from all of the backgrounds. Like, we have a dance background, theatre background, performing. Like, it's a very different genre of music, a very different genre of performing and entertainment, because I feel with the Casadale family, they are such an intimate, humble, like, you're sitting and talking to their face when they sing to you.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
Uncle
I remember
Troy's
at the
songwriting is incredible, and so is Jem's.
The NITV, like, 10-year, I think I've maybe seen you.
Yeah.
That when they performed there, and I just remember seeing Jem, and I was like, this is crazy, because we had Troy on the podcast. And because my brother's name is Troy, and I honestly think it's because of Troy Casadale, because my grandmother was such a big fan. Like, I grew up with his music, same way, like, sort of always been like country music at my heart, until R&B came in, and all this soul came in. But I can stick that music on and it just transforms me back to a place, and that's how I believe you. It just
inspired the hell out of me, and I just went, I love the way that they are so giving with their soul and their spirit.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, oh my God, please can Mum and I do this, please, please, please. Just because I want people to know that it's not just glitter and gold with us. I feel like no one really truly knows who we are.
Yeah.
At the core and at the heart of, and I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for people to be able to come in and actually listen to the origins of Mum's, career.
Yeah.
And then just exactly what she's been able to give me and instill in me. And we are very, very different individuals, but we come from the same woman.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's beautiful.
Man, when my mum speaks, you have to listen, because there's so much substance and soul and wisdom, and just, she speaks the same voice as her old people. Like, verbatim, she will be talking like her great-grandfather, who, her last album, that's all his songs. Yeah. So she has that spirit of very, very old people, and yet she performs like the biggest pop star in the whole entire world. Like, that's
a hard balance.
That's a Beyonce senior.
Wait, I was gonna say, like, that's literally giving. I mean, Beyonce's in her own right, but like, I feel like you just, when you were talking, like, all I picture is about you and your mum and Troy and Jem, is that's just such generational blessing being passed on and carried, and I think this is partly our way of like doing that in terms of like our storytelling through music. My dad... It's
a birthright.
It 100%
That's what it is. Song comes because you were born. Like, people make songs for when you were born so that you can sing that song when your child is born. It's not a taught thing. It's it's a genetic thing.
Yeah.
It's actually in our DNA to sing.
Yeah.
Not just my family or the Casadale family, all of our families. We wouldn't be here unless it was for song. There's just some people who are able to articulate that and have that duty and role in life. Some people are better at other things. It's an actual thing that we are meant to be carrying. It's a birthright.
I think that's beautiful. I love that. Talking about singing, I just want to know one more thing. So what's on the horizon for Zip?
I'm just very picky.
Yes, that's fair. I've been
waiting for, the right opportunity and the right
Do you trust your intuition with this, or do you kind of go, nah, this is what I want, I'm going to go for it?
It's definitely changed what I've wanted to release.
Yeah.
I think what I wanted to release a year ago is very different to what I want to release now.
Okay.
I think I was also very scared of my image being perceived. Being perceived at all is very scary,
Putting yourself out there is very scary. And then having people judge you off not just the way that you look, but also what you create, which I feel like writing is my thing that I get really scared of. It's very vulnerable to put something out there that is so close to me and it's my words, and so I can't even imagine that being something like a song, because there are your words, they're your emotions, and you're putting it out there, and it's a vulnerability too. And then
also you got to sing it too, and sing it well if you can.
Exactly. Well, Zip, I've heard you perform. We know that you've got a beautiful voice, so you don't need to doubt yourself in that case. I would love to see more music from you. I know that you're working on...
It's coming. And I have I've got a stack of stuff coming, but I've got a single coming out next month.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I say, depending on when I'm able to get my shit together, I'm just so nitpicky and perfectionist.
Yeah.
That, like, this could have come out a while ago if I wasn't like, no, it needs to be done like this and this and this. I'm very strategic. Like, my idol is Beyonce. Do you not know how much work goes into her? You do.
100%.
But it is, I'm just so strategic with it. But I've got that single Consequences coming out, let's say October, to be safe.
Okay, there you go, people.
And then
October.
I'll do maybe a small tour.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I'm very excited for people. I've, kind of been sprinkling it across my social media. I'm excited for people to know who I am and what I sound like by myself.
Separate to your family. I mean, we haven't spoken much about your dad. I'm so sorry. Not that I was neglecting your dad at all, but I feel like your parents, they've done such an amazing job with bringing you into this world, and like your blessings that you offer to music, to storytelling, to your culture is just so beautiful, and I feel very, very privileged and very lucky to talk to you today.
Thanks, Sissy.
The Anu duo are performing at Sydney Opera House on Thursday, 7th August. Get your tickets starting at 7 p.m. I might have to fly in, sis, honestly. Like,
do it.
I'm there on Wednesday, so I might just pop
stay.
in, just jump in the next day.
Stay.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to your new music coming out. I'm looking forward to what you do, and I hope that people will listen to this episode and get to know you for you and what you're trying to achieve in the world, which is some beautiful things. And I'm very...
Trying, Sissy, always trying.
No, that's all we can do. And I think I've learned a lot from just this chat personally, for my own self, my own confidence. So thank you. You're an absolute blessing.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for listening to First Things First. If you love what you hear, leave us a rating and a review. And if you want us to cover anything on the pod, reach out via socials. My handle is at Brooke.Blen, and Maddie's is at It's Maddie Mills. But what's yours, Zip?
Mine is Zipporah. Zipporahh.
Perfect. And we'll see you next week. Bye.